All right, today I am super excited to share with you guys a project that I've been wanting to get into for over a year now. This is something that we bought a while back, planning on getting to it right away, and then life happened, pandemic, moving, all kinds of craziness. But finally, it is nice out, it's springtime, and we are gonna dig in. So, without further ado, let me show you what we've got. All right, there it is. This is a 1971 Holiday Rambler. It's a 24-foot trailer, and it is around 6,500 pounds when I got it weighed. Bought this up in Ohio, and we bought it in the freezing cold of winter. It was January, and it was like 12 degrees. And my father-in-law and I were out in the cold. We swapped the bearings, we put new tires on it, and we got it down here to Tennessee. I've moved it one time since then, but I haven't really done much to it other than remove a couple pieces of furniture on the inside. Originally, we were hoping that we could restore the inside and roll with it, but it became clear that there's some water damage, and the plumbing water tank had a big crack in it, so I have a feeling the whole system's probably going to have issues. So rather than fight with those little things as they come up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna gut this whole thing. We're gonna redo the inside, redo the outside, and try to make this just a whole new camper. It's in really good shape, especially on the outside. So we're just gonna start going through it little by little. I have no idea how long this project's gonna take. I'm hoping this year I can get the outside done. Gut the inside, waterproof the roof, do any repairs we need to do to keep the water out. May even pull the windows out. I haven't decided yet. We're gonna do some water testing and see what leaks. And then I would like to repaint it and get all new lights, all that sort of stuff on there. And then eventually we're gonna redo the inside. So once we get it gutted, I'm gonna do a 3D scan of the inside and build it out in SketchUp and do some lifelike renderings to show you guys what it's gonna look like. So without further ado, let's go inside and I'll show you around. Okay, so we are in the camper. This is the kitchen. When we bought this thing, the plan was to try to make it work. And honestly, there are probably a lot of people that will be upset about the fact that we're getting this because there is a lot that's still good in here. We've got a lot of original things, like the kitchen is all still here. I ended up taking out a couch that had been put in the front, but a lot of the cabinetry is still good in here. So I'm just gonna show you guys some of the different things we have going on in here. All right, so this is the front of the trailer. There was just an old couch in here that we took out, and there were some boxes on either side that were from the original couch that we took out. Originally, I was just gonna build a new U-shaped seating area here, but it became clear as I started taking this out that there's actually a fair amount of rot that I'm starting to see, and none of it is too bad, especially now that it's dried out, but I know water's been getting in here, and so I'm not sure that I want to take a chance on that. As we turn around the other side, this is the kitchen. Really well built. There was a refrigerator cabinet where that mini fridge is. I already took that out, but I think what we're going to do is just pull all of this out. So hopefully we can find some people that are interested in taking some of these parts. I hate to throw it all out, but I think for what we're trying to do with it, it's going to be better for us just to start fresh. We're going to take out all these cabinets on the left as well. Really, it's just going to be a complete gut, and we're just going to start over. So my hope is to still do a U-shaped seating up here, but then as we move back, we're going to put the refrigerator on this side and just do a little 2-burner setup and a microwave, not a full oven. Just condense this a little bit and just make it a little more open in here. And then over on this other side, I'm hoping to just keep this open, maybe put some shelves or a TV mounted over here, but really just try to make this hallway a lot bigger. And then as we come back here into the bathroom, this is where it really shows its age. In pretty good shape for being 50 years old. have a nice soft pink and tan and gold color scheme going on in here. But I know the plumbing has issues, so all this is going to come out as well. And we'll probably use a similar space just to do like a shower and toilet setup. And then in the back, there were 2 twin beds on either side here that I've pulled out. And when I did that, I found out that this old pressure tank has a big old crack in it. So I know we've got issues there. We've got some big mud dauber nests going on there. And I did find more water damage back here as well. So I took out those beds with plan of putting in a California King back here, which is still my hope. And then there's even this cool little bunk bed up here that I might recreate as like a furniture, or excuse me, a luggage shelf. I think that could be a pretty cool way to use that space. And we're just going to rebuild everything, which again, I hate to do, but you know, this thing is 50 years old and it just has a certain smell to it. You know, maybe we'll try to save some of these window coverings and clean them and really just save what we can. One thing that's pretty cool, it does have an 8-track player and it actually works. We fired it up, we plugged it in, and we got some good tunes going. So we might try to reuse that as well, because that's kind of just a cool thing. So all in all, this is what we're starting with, and I'm going to start dissecting this, and I've got a few people interested in some of the light fixtures and things like that. So I'm going to try to do this a little bit carefully, but ultimately this is just going to be one big open space. So without further ado, let's get to it. So we are going to salvage a bunch of these lights throughout the trailer. I've got somebody who is in the Holiday Rambler Facebook group who is looking for some of these replacement lenses and maybe the whole fixture. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can salvage out of here to help them out. And hopefully fewer people will be mad at me for taking apart this camper, if I can at least save some of this stuff. This is pretty cool. So this is the old water meter for this camper. As far as I could tell, this no longer worked, but this is just an old version of what we see today. Just the electrical components are just, I don't know if you can see this, they're just huge on the back compared to anything we see today. Really massive LEDs. But yeah, pretty cool. We're gonna have something like this in here, but it'll be a lot newer than this. You know, a lot of times you watch home improvement shows, everything's just sledgehammer this and solves all that. But the goal here is kind of a controlled destruction. You know, even things like spending a couple minutes to take the screws off the cabinet doors so that we can carry these out as intact pieces rather than just smashing everything, really goes a long way on the cleanup side. So let's pull these screws out and we'll see if this thing will come down in one piece. All right, I've got all the rubber trim cut and it actually feels quite a bit looser now. So we're gonna try this again. There we go. Okay, now it looks like we're fighting the wires, so I'm gonna go ahead and just clip them. Everything's disconnected here. It's not connected to power, there's no battery. So it is safe just to cut these. We're not going to reuse any of this wiring. We're going to completely start from scratch. I've made some pretty good progress on the camper. I've just been chipping away at it over a couple of weeks here in the evenings, and I've got out most of the bathroom. I got to get the toilet out now, and I've got out all these closet cabinets that were over here, and then the kitchen is also gone. So I'm going to show you guys a couple things that I've found. All right, so first of all, this awesome 70s shag carpet is amazing. This stuff is the real deal shag, and I feel like I need to do something with this. But you can see underneath here there's water damage. In fact, I think that's actually wet right now. We got some rain here not too long ago, so definitely have some water coming in. We've got where the furnace was, so I got to do something with those holes. And then this is where the hot water heater vent was, so I'll probably put an on-demand hot water heater there. You can see in the upper left corner there again some water. So we're definitely taking on water, so I'm glad that we're doing this. I ripped out the bathtub too, and you can see water there, so a lot of moisture coming in here. This side went pretty well. This is where the closets and refrigerator were. That's what that opening is. All right, so I'm taking a little break from the demo. I've been chipping away at the inside little by little over the course of a couple months. You guys have just seen it in a short time, but it's been a lot of work, and I've been busy with my regular job. So I've kind of turned my efforts to treasure hunting. So I want to show you guys just a couple things that I've been looking for and that I've been lucky enough to find to round out this video. And then in the next video, I think we're going to get into tearing the roof off and starting to get this thing watertight. So one of the issues I ran into with this camper right away was that the latch handle is broken. It's completely snapped off. It works fine otherwise. The key I got with it doesn't seem to work. So I started looking around trying to figure out what I needed. And thanks to a lot of forums online and some different holiday Rambler groups, I was able to find out that that lock is a Bargman L200 lock. It's not a super common Bargman lock. There's a bunch of other Bargman locks out there. I found a couple different units looking around. So I found one on eBay. It was pretty inexpensive. Well, not inexpensive compared to a brand new one. I found one that was brand new that was like 450 bucks. In hindsight, I probably should have just bought that because I ended up spending 100 on this one. And I thought I'll drill the lock cylinder out and figure out what it is and try to order a new one. I did a little looking around, couldn't find anything like it. But unfortunately, I drilled a hole in it, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I later learned that maybe this could have been rekeyed without me doing that. So, oops, my mistake. Moral of the story, take it to the locksmith. Unfortunately, I took this whole lock apart, cleaned it, greased it, and it was okay. I mean, it has a full handle to replace the one that mine's missing. It did have some cracked casting back here, and you can see that, but it's pretty broken there on the back. All that, found out I couldn't find a lock cylinder. I looked and looked and looked, found one in the UK. I ordered it, and they said, oh, we thought we had one, but we actually didn't. So that was a fail. I ordered another one. This one's in even better shape. It looks almost brand new. The chrome is amazing. There's like almost no pitting on it. Said it came with keys. That was like another 200 bucks. Really didn't want to spend that, but I really wanted a working lock. And when I got it, the key didn't really work. And the person I bought it from said, oh, just take it to a locksmith, see if they can fix it. I'll cover the charges. For 30 bucks, a locksmith was able to get me a new key blank that actually works now, and I have a working Bargman L200. So that was a huge victory. $300 some later, I probably should have just bought the new old stock one that I found right off the bat. But good thing is it's going to be secure, and that's what I needed. The other issue I found was the porch light. I started asking around online, and someone said, oh, if you get up on top, it actually tells you what the lens is. So kind of hard to see there, but it says use lens number 77-778. And so I started looking for that lens. I wasn't having an awful lot of luck, but I found this new old stock item on eBay for pretty inexpensive. I want to say it was like $25. And it came with a brand new clear lens, and it also came with an amber lens too. So I don't know which one I'm going to use, but for that price, I was really happy. And this lens is an exact replacement. This light fixture is nearly an exact replacement. but I think I'm going to go for it because it's brand new, it's shiny, it looks a lot better than my other one. But the thing that I have really been searching for ever since I bought this camper, the Holiday Rambler emblems on the camper are awful. They're plastic, they're cracked. There are a few people online that make replacements. I even went so far as to buy a set of replacements back when I got this camper. And I've just been wanting to find the original Holiday Rambler metal emblems. And I had seen a video, I'll link in the description, of another gentleman restoring these, and I just thought they looked so cool. And I just feel like they make this thing a really finished product. So I was able to find 2 of these from one person and 2 from another. These are not cheap. 2 of them I had to pay $100 a piece for. The other 2 I paid $75 a piece for. I really didn't want to spend that money, but to me, this finishing touch is what's really going to make this thing look complete. So this needs a little work. I've started sanding the top. It looks like there's some chrome on here, some pitting. And so I've just been working on sanding that off. I think eventually I'm going to get a sandblaster and just sandblast off all this paint, spray it all white. I'll fill in by hand all of the letters with paint, and then I will sand the top off again and try my best to polish it. So I'm really excited to work on these. These are just going to be a rainy day project. They're not a big focus, but I'm pretty excited to get those. Anyway, we are off and rolling on this project, and there's going to be a lot of work. I suspect this is probably going to take a good year or 2 at least to finish this. But goal for this year is to get a new roof on this thing, get the windows all sealed up, and maybe get a coat of paint on it. We'll see. There's a lot of prep before that, but follow along and there'll be more videos coming soon.